Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Life of a Network Engineer. In this video, we'll be looking into how do we set up a WLC 9800 from scratch, like configuring the WLANs, RFID, and all those stuffs. In my previous video, we have already seen like how do we set up a Cisco WLC 9800 in a VMware workstation. For people who have not watched it, I'll put a link on the top. You can just go ahead and see there. So we'll get to a video now. So in this controller, we can already see that the IP is 192.168.1.15, which is already reachable from our local desktop. And I have set the username password default as admin. So we'll start configuring right away. Okay. So this WLC 9800 is a bit different when compared to the other Cisco controllers. So that is the reason Cisco has given a lot of easy walkthrough ways how to do it. So the easiest way is to click through walkthrough, and then there are a lot of options like how to configure a VLAN, WLAN, policy profile, and all those stuffs. If suppose once into production, if this option is not available, you can always click the interactive help here. That will bring up the same menu to how do we do it. But I would say the easiest way to do is go to wireless setup, click on advanced. Okay, this will have a flow chart of design phase and deployment phase. Okay, so all these options which are available here will in general we'll have to configure it manually by going into under configuration, and each and every step like WLAN means we'll have to configure here AP join and all those profiles. Okay, but as this is a easier flow chart to follow so that we don't miss anything, I would prefer that for the first or few times you can always use this flowchart. Okay, so I'll just show you again. It is under wireless setup, and you'll have to click on advanced, go there. Okay, at the end you will see a start button. So once you click that, this flowchart will be available for you. Okay, so once that is done, you'll have to click the show WLAN list profile. Here I have, as this is a brand new WLC 9800, there is no configuration here. So as you see here, this menu will have three options. Okay, which is called a policy tag, site tag, and RF tag. Okay, policy tag will be nothing but mapping the WLAN profile and policy profile, and again RF tag will be mapping the RF profile to the RF tag. Okay, so these are simple steps. First thing what we need to concentrate is only this part is mandatory and these are all optional. Okay, we'll set up a WLAN profile first and see how this is getting configured. Click on add. You can give a name. I'll just give as Wi-Fi primary or Wi-Fi enterprise. Okay, and the SSID you can have that as same SSID or different. Status is as enabled, and under security, as it is a enterprise profile, you can have that a layer 2 security with WPA 2 or WPA 2 and 3. Okay, and if it's a small organization, let's say 20 users or 30 users, you can always enable MAC filtering. That will be the best way because no other users can come in to your controller environment. Or it's a bigger environment, AD should be always preferred. Okay, and here there is another option. 802.1x is the latest. If you have eyes in your environment, then this can be selected. Or suppose if you want a pre-shared key, you can just select the pre-shared key and give a pre-shared key, let's say Cisco 123 or something. Okay, what happens is when you see the wireless profile here, right, wireless menu, when it pops up, you will get the SSID as Wi-Fi enterprise. Once you click that, it will be asking for a direct password. So people who know only this pre-shared key will be connecting to this WLAN. Okay, that is how this is done. And suppose if you don't want, you can just stick to normal 802.1x or anything. Okay, once that is done, you don't have to go to layer 3 because you have already set all the stuffs in layer 2 itself. But in layer 3 will be used for web authentication. Okay, wherein a guest user is trying to log in or something like that. So we'll create a separate WLAN for guest users as well. So this will be more interesting to see how do we map multiple profiles into the tag. Okay, and AAA will have the authentication list. So there will be a default authentication list which will be under controller, under configuration. You can create that authentication list and add that as well. So right now it is not required, and I'll just show you what the advanced options are available, but I won't be editing any of this. Okay, so these are the advanced options available. It's per VLAN, AP radio, and BSS transition, and all those stuffs. OFDMA is, as you know, it's an advancement in Wi-Fi 6. You can see that as well, and what are the bands available, everything. So once this is done, you'll have to just apply to device. Okay, for as I said, we'll be mapping multiple profiles to the policy profile. I'll create another one SSID, which is called as guest SSID, or I'll mention as Wi-Fi guest, and we'll enable it. And under here, we'll give that as none. And layer 3, we'll just enable web policy, and we'll use global as the default configuration. Okay, and we'll be using web authentication. Okay, I'll show you how that is done. Once this global is selected, okay, authentication list is there, and next is the advanced. So advanced will have the similar setup what we already saw. Now I'm just going to select the web authentication parameter as global. You just remember this in mind. Okay, and we'll click on apply to device. So once we have added two WLAN profiles, we'll go to policy profiles. So policy profile, we already have a default policy profile. Okay, and this default policy profile, we'll stick to this because we don't want to fine tune anything. Also, the best practice is always to have minimum number of policy profiles or minimum number of configurations, so that you don't get confused yourself when applying that to the APs. Okay, I'm just showing you what is here enabled here. So the status is enabled, and access policies, as you see, it is already there. VLAN 1 is the default VLAN, native VLAN, which is enabled. If you are doing a DHCP, then you'll have to go there under configuration and VLAN, and you can create an SVA interface and enable DHCP from here itself based on the policy profile. And QoS is nothing but there are a set of QoS. So for a guest, we can go ahead and enable guest SSID, so that this guest QoS will be applied for this guest SSID, guest profile, and this profile will be mapped to the guest SSID. Okay, and mobility anchor we won't be using, and again other set of advanced configurations. So as I said before, if you are enabling DHCP, you can just click enable DHCP here, and you can give the DHCP server IP. In general, if you are using a DHCP from VLAN SPI interface itself, then you'll have to give that IP here as the server IP, and you have to just click on update and apply to policy device. So once this is done, as I said, the policy tag is where you map the new profile, WLAN profile, to the policy profile. So how do we do it? Okay, so there is something called as default policy. I'm just clicking on add here. You'll get a drop down of which WLAN profile to select, and click. I'll click on Wi-Fi enterprise, and the policy profile is default policy profile. Okay, just because we have only one. So you can apply it. Now the question comes, what if there are multiple SSIDs, right? If any user or any environment will have multiple. So again, you'll have to click on add, and here guest SSID will be available. You can use the same policy profile. Okay, and just click a tick mark. So you get two options here. This is how you configure the policy tag. Okay, once this is done, you click on update and add to device, and then these two are optional, but I'll just brief you in a high level what needs to be done. So AP join profile will have AP join. It's a default profile with AP join. What are the options available? So it's more like LED status and what clients are there. What is the cap web settings and what is the AP settings? You can edit these settings so that AP join profile, when it's mapped to the tag APs, then all the configuration which will be fine tuned here in the AP join profile will be applied to the APs. Okay, so there are a lot of options where you can fine tune the AP configuration. as such. So rogue APs and all those stuff. You can just what I'm doing is I'll just skip this for now. I'll just add the default policies and then flex profile. So flex profile is again a new profile for Flex Connect. Okay, and you can see what are the local authentication, suppose what are the radius servers available, and you can add multiple users on top of it for local authentication, and also the policy ACLs and the VLAN. So these things also I'll leave for now. Edit policy profile. So once that is done, the site tag. So here you can see AP join profile is default AP profile and control plane is default control plane. I'm just going to give it that way. Okay. And once that is done, I'm just going to enable local site and I'm going to apply on update and apply to device. So this is done, and the final part is RF profile. So this RF profile is nothing but frequency. So as you know, the latest IPs will support 5 gigahertz and 2.4. So there are multiple options available here which are default, and you can even customize the RF profiles based on your requirement. So if it's 5 gigahertz or 2.4, you can configure whatever required based on that. So I feel that this is more than enough for mapping. So what I'm just going to do is click on RF tag, and there is a default RF tag again. So I'm just going to click on global configuration. So here again, the global configuration is the default configuration, but still I can configure whatever there in the RF profile. So here for 5 gigahertz, I'm giving low client density, and again 2.4, I'm giving high client density. This is based on your requirement. So you click on update, and the last option is where you get the tag APs. So as this is a VM controller, we don't have any APs attached, but if that is the case, then you can have multiple APs attached to here. You'll have to just enable and then click on tag APs. So that will have three options, which is policy tag, site tag, and RF tag. So when you match all these three and click on apply, all the configuration will get applied into the APs. You remember what we missed? So the under the guest, we had to see what is the control plane configuration. So for that, we'll have to click on configuration and then web auth. You see here global, right? This is what we selected under the guest user. It will have a set of configuration. So this is nothing but web auth. So this global was selected there. So we can give our own IP and the select the option as web auth. So there are four options available. Web auth is basically the default one where you get an pop-up for a username and password. Trust point is a certificate are going to use. So in general, we are just going to use the self sign, and you can even use a virtual IPv6 and or a host name when you are using a certificate. You can map this IP address to a host name, and that host name can be added here. So this is for the web authentication. What guest users will be using. Here we have again advanced options wherein you can use redirect in case you are using an external web auth server, but we'll stick to this, and when we click on update policy, any changes which may make here will be reflected in the guest profile as well. Okay, so this is how the initial set of configuration for WLAN profile and policy profile is done. Happy learning. So please subscribe to my channel for more videos. Click the like button if you like this video, and also share with your friends. Thanks for your time, guys. Take care. Bye bye.